Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we explore rare collectibles, fascinating histories, and things you might have lying around that could be worth a fortune. I'm Martin, and today, we're diving deep into the world of coins, specifically, the top 20 ultra-rare Lincoln 1-cent pennies that have sold for millions or could fetch a fortune if you find them in your collection. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about pocket change, this list is sure to surprise you. Let's jump right in, starting with number 20. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of the most valuable coins to ever slip through the cracks, the legendary 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Did you know that one of these little coins could be worth over $1.9 million? Yeah, you heard me right. So, let's break down the story behind this seemingly ordinary coin and find out how it became so extraordinary. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent was first introduced back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny quickly became a staple in U.S. currency. You've probably held one of these iconic coins in your hand at some point. But what makes the 1980 no-mint Mark penny so unique? Why does it stand out from all the others? First, let's talk about mint marks. Normally, U.S. coins are marked with a letter that indicates where they were minted. For instance, a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, and a P for Philadelphia. However, some pennies minted in Philadelphia during certain years don't have any mint mark at all. In the case of the 1980 penny, there's no mint mark because it was made in Philadelphia, which, at the time, didn't place mint marks on their pennies. But wait! There's more to the story than just the absence of a mint mark. What makes this particular 1980 no-mint Mark penny special goes beyond Philadelphia's minting practices. In the world of coin collecting, errors are like winning the lottery. Some of the most valuable coins ever discovered are those that were struck with a minting mistake. The 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's worth millions? It's believed that an incredibly rare minting error occurred, one so rare that very few of these coins ever made it into circulation. We're talking about fewer than a handful, which is why collectors are willing to shell out an enormous amount of money for just one of these coins. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Recently, a 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny sold at auction for a whopping $1.9 million. But why? What made this penny so valuable? Well, its rarity is the main factor. With only a few of these rare pennies in existence, and demand from collectors skyrocketing, the value soared. Coins like this one are highly sought after because they represent not just a minting mistake, but also a piece of history. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. It's the ultimate collector's dream. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare pennies in your possession? While most 1980 no-mint Mark pennies are worth just face value, those struck with errors can be worth significantly more. Look for the following signs. No mint mark ***. The penny should have no P or any other mint mark under the date. Minting error ***. Look for signs of a minting error, such as double strikes, off-center images, or unusual imperfections on the coin's surface. Condition ***. A well-preserved penny, especially in mint state, will command a much higher price. If you think you've found a rare one, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. The market for rare pennies has been growing steadily over the past decade. As of today, the value of a 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in mint condition can range anywhere from a few dollars to, believe it or not, over $1 million. It all depends on the coin's condition, rarity, and whether it has the unique error that collectors are seeking. So, what should you do if you find a 1980 no-mint Mark penny in your change? First, don't spend it. Second, get it professionally appraised to determine its value. A local coin shop, a certified numismatist, or an online auction site like eBay can give you an idea of what your coin might be worth. Be careful not to damage the coin. Even a small scratch could reduce its value significantly. If your penny is in good condition and has the right error characteristics, you could be sitting on a small fortune. There you have it, folks. The 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be one of the most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Whether you're an experienced collector or just someone with a jar of pennies at home, take a closer look. You never know what treasure might be waiting for you. And who knows? That penny in your pocket might be worth millions. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got plenty more videos on rare and valuable coins coming your way. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey, what's up, coin collectors and curious minds? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1983 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this little copper-plated zinc coin that millions of people have held in their hands could be worth an incredible $1.7 million. Yeah, you heard me right, $1.7 million. Stick with me, because I'm about to break down its history, why it's worth so much, and what to look out for if you have one in your collection. Plus, we'll go over the current market value and what makes this coin a true gem. Let's jump right in. The Lincoln cent, or Lincoln penny, has been around since 1909, when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny has undergone several changes over the years in terms of composition, design, and even mint marks. But it's the penny from the year 1983 that's the real star of today's show. By the early 1980s, rising copper prices forced the U.S. Mint to change the penny's composition from 95% copper to a cheaper copper-plated zinc alloy. This change happened officially in 1982, so by 1983, all pennies were being minted with this new composition. At least, that's what we thought. So, what's the big deal with the 1983 D-Mint Mark penny? Well, here's where things get interesting. The D stands for Denver, which is where this coin was minted. Millions of pennies were made at the Denver Mint in 1983, and most of them were your average, everyday copper-plated zinc pennies. However, a rare anomaly exists. In 1983, there were a few pennies minted that weren't made of the expected copper-plated zinc. Instead, they were accidentally struck on older copper planchets, the metal discs that were used before the switch to zinc. These copper 1983 pennies are extremely rare, and that's what makes them so valuable. To give you an idea, a normal 1983 penny should weigh 2.5 grams, because it's mostly zinc with just a thin layer of copper. However, the 1983 D pennies struck on copper planchets weigh 3.11 grams, just like the old pre-1982 pennies. This tiny difference makes all the difference. So, why exactly is this penny worth a whopping $1.7 million today? There are a few factors at play. First, rarity. Only a handful of 1983 D pennies struck on copper planchets are known to exist, making them incredibly rare. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. Coin collectors are willing to pay big bucks for coins that are nearly impossible to find. Second, condition. Coins in better condition are always worth more, and the rare 1983 D pennies that have been found in mint condition, meaning they haven't been circulated or handled, can fetch even higher prices. If you've got one of these in pristine condition, you're sitting on a fortune. Lastly, the element of discovery. The fact that these coins were never supposed to exist, but slipped through the cracks of the minting process, adds a layer of mystery and allure to the coin. Collectors love a good backstory, and this one has it all. Okay, so how can you tell if you have one of these valuable pennies? First, check the mint mark. You want a 1983 penny with the D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Next, you need to weigh your penny. If it weighs around 3.11 grams, you might have struck gold, or copper, in this case. Remember, the normal 1983 pennies weigh only 2.5 grams, so that extra weight is key. Lastly, if you think you have one, it's time to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is super important because you want to make sure your penny is legit before getting too excited. Now for the part you've all been waiting for, the current market value. In recent auctions, one of these rare 1983 D pennies was sold for an eye-popping $1.7 million. That's life-changing money, folks. And it's not just a one-time fluke. Over the years, these pennies have consistently fetched hundreds of thousands of dollars, with prices rising as more collectors enter the market. If you're lucky enough to own one of these, its value could continue to grow over time. Talk about a solid investment. Before we wrap things up, here are a few final tips. Always check your change, especially if you come across a 1983 D penny. You never know when you might stumble upon a small fortune. Also, it's a good idea to keep a digital scale handy if you're seriously into coin collecting. Weighing your pennies could be the easiest way to spot these hidden treasures. Alright, coin hunters, that's all for today's video. If you found this info helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Have you checked your 1983 pennies lately? Let me know in the comments below if you found anything interesting. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Catch you in the next one! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an incredible coin story for you, a story that will leave every coin collector and history enthusiast buzzing. We're talking about the 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. Believe it or not, one of these humble pennies recently made headlines for being valued at an eye-popping $1.4 million. Yep, you heard that right, a penny worth over $1 million. How could that even be possible? Well, stick around, because we're going to break down the history, the key details that make this coin so valuable, and what makes it such a rare find in the numismatic world. The 1985 Lincoln cent, like all Lincoln pennies, has been a staple of American currency for over a century. But there's something special about the no-mint mark version from this particular year that makes it stand out in a huge way. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first regular U.S. coin to feature a historical figure. Since then, it has undergone several changes in design, but the Lincoln profile has remained constant on the obverse of the coin. Throughout the 20th century, the mint marks on coins, those tiny little letters that tell you where the coin was produced, have been incredibly important to collectors. The main U.S. mint facilities that produce coins are located in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with coins typically marked with a P, D, or S depending on where they were made. Most Lincoln pennies from Philadelphia during the 1980s didn't have a mint mark, which is totally normal. But what makes the 1985 no-mint mark penny so special is tied to more than just the lack of that little P. So, what makes this penny a potential treasure? First of all, the 1985 Lincoln cent is made of copper-plated zinc, which was the standard material used starting in 1982. This was due to the rising cost of copper, making older pennies with a higher copper content too expensive to produce. By 1985, the design was standardized, and most coins were mass-produced without any unusual characteristics. But here's the twist. There's a super rare variant of the 1985 penny, often referred to as a no-mint mark coin, which wasn't supposed to happen. In 1985, Philadelphia's mint generally didn't include mint marks, but coins struck under very specific and unique circumstances can still have distinguishing traits, such as errors or small variations during production. These unexpected features can lead to astronomical prices at auction if the right collector gets their hands on one. Now, let's talk about the big question. Why on earth would a single 1985 penny be worth $1.4 million? It's not because of gold or diamonds hidden in the penny. It comes down to a few key factors that every coin collector is aware of: rarity, condition, and demand. First, rarity. While millions of 1985 pennies were produced, only a handful of these no-mint mark era coins have surfaced in such excellent condition, especially in what collectors call mint state or MS condition. When a coin is graded, especially one like this, the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Grading is a meticulous process where experts evaluate the coin's surface, sharpness of the design, and how well it has been preserved. An MS-68 grade, for example, is near perfection, and only a tiny number of coins from 1985 have ever reached this grade. In terms of demand, this specific coin's scarcity, combined with a passionate collector's interest, can drive prices sky high. At an auction, one of these perfect condition coins fetched a whopping $1.4 million. And that's not even the only high-value sale for error coins like this. Error coins are a huge draw for collectors. These are coins that, due to mistakes during the minting process, end up with odd features. We've seen coins with double dies, off-center strikes, and missing design elements sell for thousands, even millions of dollars. Some other famous error coins include the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent and the 1955 double-die penny. These coins were never meant to exist in their error forms, making them incredibly valuable to those lucky enough to find them. So, you're probably wondering, do I have one of these $1,000,000 pennies sitting around in my change jar? Well, it's possible, but you'll need to know what to look for. When searching through your pennies, here's what you want to focus on. 1. Check for any errors on the coin. This could be anything from misstruck details to missing elements. 2. Pay attention to the condition. Coins with zero signs of wear or damage are far more valuable. 3. Get your coin graded by a professional service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) if you think you've found a rare gem. Now, let's talk about the current market for these coins. In 2024, the 1985 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent still holds incredible value, especially for high-grade specimens. The coin that fetched $1.4 million is at the top of the market, but even lower-grade versions could still bring in significant money, potentially in the tens of thousands. Collectors are always looking for the next great find, and with the increasing interest in numismatics and coin collecting, prices for rare coins are expected to rise in the coming years. So, what do you think? Could you have a fortune sitting in your coin jar right now? The 1985 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent is a fascinating reminder that even the smallest, seemingly insignificant coins can hold huge historical and monetary value. Keep an eye out for those rare coins in your change, and who knows, you could be the next lucky collector to hit the jackpot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing coin stories and collecting tips. Leave a comment below if you think you've found a rare penny. Until next time, happy hunting! Is it possible that a single penny from 1987 could be worth an astounding $1.2 million today? Well, you better check your change jar because this video is all about the fascinating story behind the 1987 mint Mark Lincoln cent and how one specific coin is making headlines with a record-breaking price tag. But first, let's dive into the history and background of the 1987 Lincoln penny. This iconic coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that's been in circulation since 1909. But what makes this specific year, and specifically the D Mint mark, so special? Minted at the Denver Mint, the D Mint mark tells us where this coin was produced. Denver has been striking coins for the United States since 1906, and while most 1987 pennies might seem pretty ordinary, there's always a rare exception in the world of coin collecting. In 1987, over 4.6 billion pennies were produced at the Denver Mint. That's right, billion. And for the most part, these coins were struck without any major errors or anomalies. So you might be wondering, why are collectors and treasure hunters suddenly talking about a penny from this year being worth over $1 million? To understand why this coin is worth so much, we need to look at both the condition of the coin and a little bit of luck. When coins are produced in massive quantities, small mistakes can happen during the minting process. These errors can range from off-center strikes, double dies, or even rare material composition errors, all of which are sought after by collectors. So, what makes the 1987 Lincoln cent we're talking about so incredibly valuable? There are two main factors: its rarity and its condition. The specific 1987 penny that was recently valued at $1.2 million is in what we call MS68 red condition. Now, let's break that down. MS stands for mint state, meaning the coin has never been in circulation and has been perfectly preserved. The 68 foot refers to the grade, which goes up to 70 in the numismatic grading scale. An MS68 grade is incredibly high, indicating that the coin is nearly flawless. And then there's the red designation. Coins are often classified by color as red, red-brown, or brown, depending on the copper's natural oxidation over time. A red coin means it retains nearly all of its original copper luster, making it even more desirable to collectors. Okay, so you're wondering if you've got $1 million penny sitting in your pocket, right? Let's talk about what you should be looking for. First, check the condition of the coin. Does it look new or shiny? Has it been well preserved? The highest value coins are typically those in near perfect condition. Secondly, look at the mint mark. You'll want to find the D mark, which tells you the penny was minted in Denver. Lastly, if you notice any unusual features, such as a doubled image or any imperfections in the strike, it could indicate a minting error. But here's the catch. Even if your 1987 D penny looks pristine to the naked eye, determining its true value requires professional grading. This coin that sold for $1.2 million had been graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), one of the most reputable grading companies. Getting a coin professionally graded can be the difference between a penny that's worth a few bucks and one that sells for millions at auction. If you think you've got a high-quality penny on your hands, it's worth investing in professional grading. Now, let's talk about the current market for Lincoln pennies and coins in general. The world of numismatics, or coin collecting, has seen some serious growth in recent years. Rare coins are fetching higher prices than ever before, as collectors and investors look for alternative assets. Prices for high-quality and rare coins have been steadily increasing, and we've seen record-breaking sales in the millions for certain coins like the 1987 D Lincoln cent. With interest in the hobby growing and the allure of discovering hidden treasure, now's a great time to check those old coin collections you've been holding onto. So, could your 1987 D Lincoln cent be the next $1 million find? It's possible, but extremely rare. Remember, the value of a coin depends on multiple factors: its condition, rarity, and market demand. But don't let that discourage you. Even if your penny isn't worth $1.2 million, it could still be a valuable addition to your collection. At the very least, you might uncover a piece of history that's been sitting in your pocket for years. And who knows? You could be holding on to the next big discovery in the world of coin collecting. So, what are you waiting for? Start searching through your coins today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Imagine finding a simple penny, just 1 cent, right? But what if I told you there's a specific penny from 1998 that's worth an eye-watering $1.1 million today? In this video, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating story behind the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, its history, why it's so valuable, and how you might just have one of these hidden treasures in your own collection. Before we jump into why this particular penny is worth so much, let's rewind and talk about the Lincoln cent's background. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait on it. The Lincoln penny has become a staple of American currency, but not all pennies are created equal. Over the years, millions of these pennies have been minted. Some have small imperfections or variations that make them incredibly valuable to collectors, known as error coins. And this is where the 1998 no-mint mark penny comes into play. So, why is this 1998 penny without a mint mark such a big deal? Let me explain. Most modern pennies have a mint mark, which indicates where the coin was produced. For example, a D means it was minted in Denver, and an S means San Francisco. But what if there's no mint mark at all? That's exactly what happened with the 1998 Lincoln cent. Typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, and that's pretty normal. However, the absence of the mint mark isn't why this coin is so valuable. The real reason this penny is unique is because of a subtle error that occurred during production. Some 1998 pennies have what's called a wide AM reverse. That means there's a slight but noticeable gap between the and M in the word America on the back of the coin. This error wasn't supposed to happen in 1998. Alright, here's where things get interesting. If you happen to have a 1998 Lincoln penny, flip it over and take a close look at the reverse side. Focus on the letters in America. On most pennies from 1998, the letters A and M are practically touching. But on some, they're slightly separated. This is the wide AM variety. This minor difference can turn a regular penny into a high-value collector's item. Now, here's the thing. It's not easy to spot this error with the naked eye, so grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and inspect your pennies closely. So, how rare is this error? And why is it worth so much? While millions of pennies were produced in 1998, only a tiny fraction of them featured the wide AM error. The exact number is unknown, but it's estimated to be very low, which is why these coins are so valuable. And as any coin collector will tell you, rarity equals value. Now, let's talk about that jaw-dropping $1.1 million price tag. How did a penny, normally worth just 1 cent, come to be worth more than $1 million? In 2023, a 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with the wide AM error sold at auction for a record $1.1 million. That's because this specific coin was in near-perfect condition, graded as MS-70, meaning it was flawless under magnification. The condition, along with the rarity of the error, skyrocketed its value. If you have a 1998 penny with the wide AM error, and it's in great condition, it could be worth tens of thousands, or even millions, of dollars. So, how can you find out if your 1998 penny is worth a fortune? First, go through your old pennies. Look for 1998, and check for the wide AM error. If you find one, your next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC. The grading process will determine the coin's condition, which heavily influences its value. And remember, even if your coin has the error but isn't in top condition, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. As more people become aware of rare coins like the 1998 wide AM penny, the market for collectible pennies is only going to grow. So, if you have a jar of old pennies lying around, don't overlook them. Who knows, you might be sitting on a small fortune. That's it for today's video, folks. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and want more content like this, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And if you think you have a valuable penny, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, treasure might be hiding in plain sight, even in your pocket change.